Okay, well, we're going to start standing and end on the floor. If you prefer to have a chair for the seated work, please feel free to adapt. It will be relatively obvious how to adapt this practice, but part of my role in guiding is to give those suggestions in the event that perhaps you might not think of them. So if you don't need them today, don't use them. Then we're good to go. We'll begin. So landing into our mountain, our Tadasana standing pose. Classically, this is the pose done with the feet touching. Classically or not, doesn't feel good in my body. So as a yoga therapist, I tend to align and teach my students to align with their thigh connection through their knees to about their second toe. So if that works for you, come into Tadasana, come into that standing mountain pose, soft bend in the knee. The sits bones, the ischial tuberosities, are kind of tucked to be buried at the head of your thigh bone, the femur bone. Then the shoulders draw narrow in the back, so we broaden the chest and slide those shoulder blades down the back as if they could kind of slide right down to touch into our back pockets. The arms rest, ideally heavily underneath the shoulders so that there's no additional weight bearing. And then draw the chin back a little bit. See if you get the ears in line with the shoulders. As we deepen this breath, it might not feel super comfortable if you've had to do some adjustments in the body. Feel that discomfort. Part of yoga is learning how to be with that which is uncomfortable, that which is not our preference. And yet, here we are. We breathe, we move, and then we'll rest, and then begin again as we re-enter the day. Let the breath come in and out through the nose. If for any reason that does not work for you, breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth as necessary, or breathe through the mouth as you need to. We're going to synchronize the movement of the body with this breath. Again, the priority is still on the breath. Inhale as the arms come forward, thumb leads. Take them as high as you can comfortably and in the timing of your inhale. And then on the exhale, let them just fall back and down. Start again. Inhale and rise. And exhale. Now you might prefer to breathe through the mouth on that exhale. Maybe even letting out some sound. Increase the pace. Good. Stay here, or if the body is willing, add a bow. Bend the knees and scoop the arms. Only add the bow if your blood pressure is safe, meaning it's safely regulated or you do not have either high or low blood pressure. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. 3 more. Good. Inhale, rise. One hand finds the other. Lengthen and take a gentle bow to the side. Good. Inhale, rise. And back to that bow. Last one. Rise, extend, and bow the second side. Soft knees, square pelvis, tilt at the waist. Breathe. Good. Inhale and rise, and release the arms wide until they come all the way down to your side body. Add a shoulder circle, up, back, and down. Good, inhale. Again, vocalize. Good, hands slide down to the tops of the knees. Feet can widen here. We're moving into our cat and cow. Inhale, puff the back into your cat. Exhale, flip the tail, lift the chin, cow. Inhale and exhale. Good. When you are ready, we're going to start to transition into just that nose breathing. Again, keeping the throat soft or engaging an ujjayi, or closing of that throat bandha, is absolutely okay as well. A couple more. Now, before we leave this folded place, hands on the thighs. Again, you might widen the feet. We're going to drop one shoulder in past that center line, getting a bit of a twist for the upper body. Inhale up and over to the second side. And up and back. So you might be getting a little bit of an inner thigh, an adductor, we call those. The team of muscles that pull the legs narrow into one. Add, ADD. Two legs become one. The inner thigh. Groin is another layman's term for that area. Good. One more round each side, evening it out as you need to. If your feet are wide, they stay wide. We're going to come up from this neutral place with a big sun breath up. Adjust the feet as you need to as we sink down. Doesn't have to be big. Inhale up. Exhale through the center with the hands. Sink the hips to your variation of goddess. Here we're going to reverse the hands. This time as you rise, hands come up through the center. Peel it open and elbow pulls back into the goddess arms. Good. Crisscross, up and over. Maybe you crisscross. Anytime we cross that center line, right, we're waking up the communication between the brain and the body, waking up our body's ability for proprioception, knowing where our body is in space. One more time. Hold that goddess, deep or not. Bring the elbows back and forth. Close it and open it. Inhale and exhale. Straighten the legs at any time. You want more heat, stay low. You want less heat, rise up to stand in your star. 3, 2. Last one, elbows stay together. Go ahead and rise up and swivel your forearms. That might move right into some wrist circling. Good. Toe heel those feet in if needed. We're going to turn the palms out and lift the hands up. Take a nice big reach through the heels of the hands down to the heels of the feet. Good. Release the hands. Let them come down behind you. Hold the hips or hold and interlace the fingers. Lengthen again through the crown of the head. Lead with the sternum as you bend the knees, hinge at the hips, and bow the belly to rest on or towards the thighs. Good. Release the hands. Lift them forward in front of you as the hips sink into a bit of a chair. Wiggle those fingers. Hug the shoulder blades back and down. Good. Empty coat sleeves. We're going to rise as we swing to one side. Notice how my back foot lifts. That's to protect the knee. Swing the arms and let them kind of tap wherever they land, right? So loosey-goosey in the muscles of the shoulders. Good. We're going to come back. Now what I call the back of dancers move, right? So alternate shoulder roll. Up, back, and down. And then as you're comfortable, add a little pop in the knee and the lifting of the heel, a snap of the fingers. Maybe the elbow wants to reach. That's it. Breathe and move. Good, 2 more. Your pace, your body. You gotta live in your body. So your practice is meant to improve the quality of that life. So if you're doing something, shoulder circle, bind the hands, that causes you pain, boy, we gotta redefine how you're moving. Circle the nose. Before, during, or after. If the yoga, in quotes, if the yoga is causing pain, it's no longer yoga. We gotta shift, we gotta adapt, we gotta change. Good. Add to stillness. Take a breath. And reverse it. Notice how round, even your circle is. Maybe there's some sticky points. Maybe there is some dense or flat tire-ish kind of shape. No judgment, just notice. Good. We observe and we comment. Head to steady. Tilt the ear. One side. Up and over. Ay, ay, ay. Up and over. All right, stay right here with this. Or hand on the hip. I'm a little teapot. Tip me over and pour me out. Arm is optional on top. Arm at the hip helps you keep that proprioception, that body's mind awareness of where your hips are level. What we don't want is our hips swaying out right now, right? This is a different stretch. So right now, we're staying with those hips very level. One more time, each side, evening it out for yourself. And then we're going to take this down into the hip sway. So again, hands can be on the hips or rest by your side, soften the knees. We'll start any way that's accessible, and then we're going to explore maybe a figure 8, maybe a circle, right? What movement? So we're looking to start to differentiate the 2 sides of the pelvis, the right and the left hip bone. Lift and release, roll and circle. Just no tension necessary. We don't want to push so far that the knees take on the brunt of that movement. Good. Circle if you haven't. Starting to open up the front of those hips. We're going to do that a little bit more as we come down. Reverse. All right, do a little shaky shake, shaky shake. We're coming on down, right? So notice how your heart rate is. If you're still feeling pretty high, then take some repetitions of this sun breath. When you're ready, you're gonna come on down to table pose. Again, a short practice, so we're not getting too hot, not getting too heavy in our movement. As you land into those all fours, take a couple hip sways. That's going to help to open up that buttocks a little bit more. Maybe that hip sway turns into a dip, seat to feet, right? Back and around. All right, we're going to take that rocking forward and back, opening up the front of the hip flexors. So child's pose neutral. Walk your hands as long as they will reach, then up through cat. Stack shoulders over the elbows, over the wrists. Let the hips drop towards the floor. And then we're going to take it back. Lift from the belly. Toes tuck under. And stretch the plantar fascia, the underside of your foot. Good. As you lift, release the feet. Let the heart open. The chin lift. Good. Take it back. Maybe you want to move more quickly, and that's fine as long as you're monitoring and maintaining a good, safe form. If you like a little more, as that hips come forward, squeeze the feet to the buttocks. Little hamstring work. Little calf stretch. 3 more here. This last one, as we come back, you have your choice. Find your way to a resting child's pose or join me for a short downward dog. So the toes are under, the hips pull back. Then I hug the shoulder blades down. This is how we're going to protect that rotator cuff. Hug those shoulder blades down. So then as we increase the weight in our hands by lifting the hips, the shoulders aren't moving, or at least not moving very much. Nicely done. If you're resting in child's pose, congratulations. If you lifted to downward dog, way to go. Both are such great options when you listen to what your body needs. Come down or come up and meet me on your bum with your feet in front. We're going to rock the knees. Crisscross one ankle over the other. Now that bottom leg could be straight on the floor or upright. You're just going to circle the ankle. I always like it when I can see what I'm moving. So I'm using my eyes to watch that rotation of my foot. And why is this helpful? Go ahead and reverse it. Because sometimes you can't see your own feet, right? And so having this connection is going to help us remember what it looks like, which will then increase our ability to do it even when we don't see our feet. Good. Flex and point. Curl those toes. We call that a floint. When you press with the ball of the toes are pulling back, then press, and then curl them back like a little fist. One more time. This last variation is an inversion and eversion. So lift the instep of your foot towards the ankle. Then swivel it kind of in a 90-degree angle like you're standing on it. Swivel the outside, the little toe side of the foot towards the outside, the malleolus. That's a little bump on your ankle. The medial malleolus is the one on the inside. The lateral malleolus is on the outside. So swiveling the ankle in and out, in and out, and one more. Good. All right, let's take a little pigeon variation of figure 4 here. If your leg is long, bow forward, or lay back, or siphon it all in, or here's the next level, right? So I'm holding my top leg, and I'm going to balance in a little bit of a boat pose. Now, I'm wobbling all over the place, but the breath is steady. Primary work here is for that top leg, the outer piriformis buttocks, the external rotators. Take another breath and release. Rock it out. This time as we rock the knees, we're going to swing the arm around. Take a bit more of a deepening stretch in that twist. Back to the center. and over. One more time each side. Well done. All right, second side, cross the ankle. Circle the foot. Reverse it. Flex and point. Draw it back, push it through, curl it back, push it through. Again, we're not looking for stellar performance. We're just looking for warm-up movement. So observe what movement's available, and maybe you will start to notice those micro shifts as we tickle the edge of your range of mobility. It's absolutely true that if you don't use it, you will lose it. So if you're not moving a lot through your day, inversion and eversion, tilt the ankle, all the more reason to come and do breathe, move, rest, so you can shake up the body and remind it that movement is how we're designed to be, to live. Movement is medicine, not just for our bodies, but also for our hearts and our minds. All right, here we go. Let's come into that figure 4 stretch. Again, take your pick. Here's the bow. Here's the recline. Here's the upright. And then the granddaddy, the boat pigeon. I'm a pigeon on a boat. Right? Breathe. Well done. Go ahead and release. Bring the soles of the feet together. This is it. Hands hold somewhere on the lower body. Now, if you're in a chair, all of this is adaptable, right? So if you're sitting at your desk, maybe today you can sneak in a couple of these movements throughout your day. Just notice how it helps make you feel. Good. Stay right here or bow over. I always encourage holding the weight of your head, whether you're on multiple blocks, multiple pillows, whether you lean forward at all. Support the weight of your head. It is a gift to your back body. It's actually also a gift to your brain. Your brain likes to feel held. Okay. Deepen the breath once again. Notice where it travels, and in this shape, notice how the body responds. What opens, what feels constricted. Well done. Let's take it up. Use your hands. Roll the body up and slide back down. Now, if you prefer a legs up the wall or a prop underneath your spine, please feel free to do whatever resting shape works best for you. From that Baddha Konasana, I'm going to reverse that shape for my lower body. That's a great gift for the SI joint, the sacroiliac joint. So my knees are narrow and my feet are wide. I also like to use Savasana as an opening for my chest. So arms fold out into that goddess shape like when we were standing. Give a little shift to the head. Maybe even lift the chin just a little bit. That's going to slacken the back of the neck. And that is our rest, our invitation to close the eyes. Turn our senses inward. So yeah, sure, maybe you hear the car that drives outside, past the door, past the studio. Maybe there's something in your world that annoys. Can you use that as affirmation, confirmation, to go inside and listen deeply? This is the Pratyahara. And even if engaging the mind just to pay attention to those inner senses is as far as you go on this journey of stilling the body, and slowing down the thoughts of the mind. Meet yourself where you're at with compassion. Ahimsa is the first practice for a very, very good reason. Everything else is optional. If your schedule allows you to linger a bit longer here, please give yourself that extra gift. If your day requires that you resume, go ahead and roll over and lift yourself back up slowly to a seated upright position. Now that we've connected the body, the mind, and the breath, we close this practice and unite the brain of the mind that lives in the head, the heart of the mind that lives in the chest, and the belly mind that lives in our center. This manas is what brings us into alignment to make the choices, to live well in our day-to-day operations, in our day-to-day living and showing up. So as I close this practice and share this blessing, receive it wherever it may land, in your mind, in your heart, in your belly, in the space that holds you. May you breathe deeply, move freely. May you labor lovingly and live vibrantly. Namaste.